So what do rich people do to protect their assets from lawsuits? If you have more assets than the average bear, this video is for you. We're going to talk about a special kind of trust that many of the wealthiest people have, how it works, and exactly what to do when you are sued. So who am I to talk about this topic? I'm the CEO of Asset Protection Planners and Lawyers Limited, and have been in the asset protection business for 30 years. We have attorneys on staff. In fact, you can watch some of our in-house attorneys interviewed on this channel. And my team and I have built the largest asset protection firm in the country. And if you think this is for you, I'm going to ask you to call us or fill out a free consultation form at the website below, but more about that later. We have thousands of wealthy clients with net worths well in excess of $1 million. This includes numerous billionaires, many multimillionaires, people of modest means too, but in this video, we're talking about what the rich do to protect their assets from lawsuits. And as of this video, there are 20.27 million millionaires in the US, 80% of which are self-made first-generation millionaires. Most millionaires have to work for their money and don't just get rich once a relative dies. So the rich work their proverbial butts off, then pay more taxes than the rest of the people, and on top of that, they unfortunately have to fight like heck to keep it. This is because to the rich, the biggest threats to waking up one day and having that wealth vanish are lawsuits. According to attorney Jay Metton, most people suffer 7 lawsuits in their lifetimes. Millionaires encounter an average of 11 lawsuits in their lifetimes. In fact, the USA Today published a legal analysis of Donald Trump. The report found that over the prior 3 decades, Trump and his businesses have been involved in 3,500 legal cases in U.S. federal and state courts. And by the way, the public records show we set up a company for his organization in the late 1990s, well before he went into politics. The bottom line, wealthy people need asset protection more than anyone else. We're talking about the number one way the wealthy protect assets from lawsuits. So here's the solution. Many asset protection experts agree that the strongest asset protection tool in the world to protect the wealthy from lawsuits is the Offshore Asset Protection Trust in the Cook Islands or in the Caribbean island of Nevis. Now, the Cook Islands are located south of Hawaii, and Nevis is located southeast of Florida. They both have the strongest asset protection case law in the world. So it's not just a theory, but each time it's been tested, we've seen them protect our clients' assets from lawsuits. And our organization has set up more of them in the Cook Islands than anybody in the world. And by the way, can you do me a favor, please? If you are watching this on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it if you could please reach down and click the like button so YouTube will promote this video. Thank you so much. You can also click the subscribe button so that when more videos come out like this, you'll be up to date right away. Yes, there are domestic trusts, but I've studied the case law, and with the increasing theories of legal liability, you will see that many results-oriented judges penetrate domestic trusts and plunder their assets. In fact, one attorney friend of mine asked me if I knew the difference between God and a federal judge. And he said it's that God doesn't think he's a federal judge. And that's the reason the international trust works where the domestic ones don't, is that your local court says, give me the money, and the trustee, which is our Cook Islands or Nevis law firm, outside of the local court's jurisdiction, will not comply, as your local courts don't have jurisdiction in the Cook Islands or Nevis. In a case like this, without a trust, if you just have control of your money, you would really have no control at all, because control lets the judge force your hand, but he cannot force the hand of our foreign law firm. On top of that, neither the Cook Islands nor Nevis recognize foreign judgments, so the trustee is bound by law to ignore the court order. Now, when we set up a trust, we want to give our clients the remote control. So the trust owns 100% of an LLC, and we make you the manager. We often establish the LLC in the Caribbean island of Nevis or in the Cook Islands itself. Now, the LLC holds the bank account. The client is the manager of the LLC, which controls the LLC assets and is the initial signatory on all accounts. Your account does not need to be in the Cook Islands or Nevis, but it can be in any financial institution in the world that offers a financial safe haven. Now, when the bad thing happens, that is an event of legal duress, you can temporarily have the trustee step in as manager of the LLC. Now, by the way, the trustee is our licensed bonded law firm, plus they went through intensive background checks to get a trustee license in this highly regulated industry. And by bonded, we mean the funds are insured. So for client safety and peace of mind, the only time our law firm steps in is when the courts would take the money. So the question that is asked is, would you rather have a 100% chance of the courts taking your money, or would you rather have our licensed bonded law firm, who has never taken a client's money, do what you've paid them to do, and that's protect your money? Hey, look it up for yourself. What is the least corrupt, most trusted jurisdiction in the world? New Zealand is tied for #1 in the world, and Cook Islands is part of New Zealand. Now, when the bad thing goes away, the string of control, which is the management of the LLC inside of the trust, goes back to you, and you're back in the driver's seat with all of your money intact. And since wealthy people tend to suffer many lawsuits in their lifetimes, this trust is meant to last a lifetime and can last to pass assets on to heirs. Now, when our trustee law firm steps in the meantime, even during legal duress, you still have access to your money through the trustee, but your legal enemy does not. The bottom line is that everything you've worked so hard for is safe and secure. Plus, as we said, it has estate planning provisions so that your loved ones can inherit your estate. Now, the best asset protection the trust provides for is liquid assets held offshore. By the way, the safest banks in the world are outside the U.S. by far and not inside. See our video on offshore banking. Okay, now the U.S. courts have jurisdiction over U.S. bank accounts and U.S. real estate. In fact, that's another thing that many wealthy people have is real estate. When wealthy people have real estate, we put each property into a land trust for privacy of ownership. We then set up an LLC to be the beneficiary of each land trust. Then what we do is called equity stripping. We record mortgages against the property initially payable to the LLC inside of the trust. Then if needed, we have a third-party lender purchase those mortgages and place the proceeds in an inaccessible account in your offshore trust. Now, this is not money you could run off and spend right away until you sell the property or refinance, but it does show the judge this is a true loan payable to a true third party, and you've genuinely received the proceeds. Now, a lot of our clients for this purpose are wealthy business people. We also set up a lot of these trusts for attorneys. Then the attorneys turn around and charge between $40,000 to $60,000, or sometimes into the hundreds of thousands of dollars or more for all of this. Contact us directly, and we can set up the trust for a fraction of that amount. So if you have questions, you can give us a call at 1-954-400-1050 or visit us at assetprotectionplanners.com. Please be sure to click like below and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is The Business Guy.